It's Wednesday night. It is time for Super Geeked Up. Right. I don't know what Nicole is doing. My name is Jeff, though. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Super Geeked Up, your weekly geeky pop culture show presented by Frostbite Pictures. I'm here. My name is Jeff. I'm here with Nicole.
Hi.
And Tanya.
Hi.
So weird every time. All right. We are here with the gang from Anamnesis, an awesome sci-fi web series. We'll get more to that in a minute. But first, we like to kick things off with Nicole.
The tweet of the week. And remember, you can tweet in your answers to @SuperGeekedUp on Twitter using the hashtag SGU. The geek tweet of the week is, if you could share the dreams of another person, real or fictional, who would it be? And I just have to say, this is such a thought-provoking question because I have been thinking about this nonstop for the last few days. And
wow, I came up with a very thought-provoking question.
You really did. And I just, honestly, I'm just going to give you my answer right now because it's probably not as exciting as the rest of yours. I couldn't think of a person, but I really would like to share the dreams or thoughts of an animal. I think it'd be really cool to be able to know what, like, cats dream about or unicorns dream about. Why is that weird? It's kind of weird.
Great answer.
I'm going to jump to your defense, Nicole, here. Okay. When I was thinking about my answer for this question, my cats were meowing very loudly. And then I think of the times when they're asleep and they're doing their little twitchy thing and they're kind of like trying to chase things. I'm like, I want to know, are you actually seeing a mouse right now? Are you actually having a bad dream? Like, I want to, I'm coming to your fence.
Okay. Awesome.
I had that cross my mind too.
You guys are so weird.
Well, Tanya, who would you
Wait a minute, before you go to that, you know what's perfect is earlier on Twitter today, Kate at Trek1000, who watches every week, she said, I want to know, the three of us, like, who do you, what Star Trek character would you associate each other with? Mm-hmm. Like, who would I think you guys are? Mm-hmm. And I actually tweeted Nicole that I think that you are Data's cat Spot.
Awesome.
So that's perfect. That's perfect that you would want to dream as a cat, because that's how I imagined you in that series.
Awesome.
So yes, Tanya. Anyway, go ahead.
So I have two kind of answers. One is Buffy, because part of her whole power was dreams. Second is Daredevil.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Well, because he doesn't see things like we do, so I'd be curious to see what our dreams can be messed up. I'd be really curious to see what his dreams would be like.
Yeah, that's a really cool answer. Jeff?
I think his dreams would be disturbing, though.
I think they'd be disturbing because they wouldn't have shapes that we would understand the same way, right? So it's already like, if you're already having a bad dream, like it would be an abstract, like Salvador Dali type of bad dream, you know?
Totally. And I have a Salvador Dali poster up on my wall, and it's very trippy.
So I'll tell you who I wouldn't want to share the dreams of, and then I'll tell you my real answer. So I wouldn't want to share the dreams of Batman, because I think he dreams about his parents being killed every night, and that's so freaking depressing and terrible.
Over and over and over.
Yeah, that's all he dreams about every night. Which is why he's so angry and prowls the streets of Gotham every night. So I think I would want to share the dreams of Wonder Woman. And
why, Jeff?
so, first off, Tanya, I don't want any shit from you because you talk about fucking Dean from Supernatural every damn show. So.
Or Tony Stark.
Yes, or Tony Stark, or Batman, for other reasons. So number one, so I think she would dream about Themyscira because she misses her home island and her fellow Amazon sisters, and that's a very beautiful place, I think, from what I've seen it portrayed. But then also, yes, that means I would get to see a bunch of scantily clad Amazonian women all over the place, so that would be good.
True. Nice. Do you guys want to read any from Twitter and Facebook that came in?
Well, Dazzle just says live, 7 of 9, but not for the reasons you think. So now I want to know what the reasons actually are, Dazzle, so please tweet in.
No comment.
Okay. No, but he's saying it's not like a sex reason like I was going for. He's being more like serious, I guess, about it than I am.
My assumption is that she's former Borg, So it would be intriguing to see what she would dream like when she was fully human again. How would her dreams have been affected by it. See?
Yes, you're getting very cerebral about this question.
Yes. I'm just going to say yes. From earlier in the week as well, we've got some from Facebook, or earlier in the day. From Blair Beveridge, the sadist in me wants to share Cordy's visions, dreams from Angel, from the powers that be, to see if I can help and share in her pain. That's a little, weird, because those dreams are painful for her. Craig Poole, Bran Stark, although we do get to see most of those in the show, so if he doesn't count, Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be so crazy, Deadpool.
Yeah, you'd have to think it would be he'd be constantly commenting on his dream, but commenting on the comment of his dream. Like, it would be so, like, layered.
Meta dream.
Meta dream, like, double, anyway. Paul Renshaw, I'd either like to share the dreams of Superman or a Jedi Knight. I think there might be some interesting memories or intense dreams. Glenn Greer, I was going to say Steven Spielberg. I want to know where the hell those stories come from.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. I like that.
I saw that before I came on. I was like, why did I think of something like that?
Oh, me too. Me too.
I know. I gave my stupid ass answer instead. All right.
So what about...
Wait. Let me share one way, then we'll get to our guest. Lister's Mate says, I think if I share dreams with Jeff, I dream of milk.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, that's very true. Sure.
That is true.
Before we move on with Geek Tweet of the Week, there is Amy Hoff just sent in also a really wonderful news tweet. Or tweet.
A tweet.
Her visa was approved. A tweet. Yeah, her visa was approved, and she's going back to Scotland in October.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
And then she probably couldn't fit it at 140 characters, but after Scotland, she's going to LA for 6 months because she posted it on Facebook publicly. So
yeah.
And she told me, and I'm excited because then we'll live near each other. Okay, Alex, what about you?
I was thinking Cersei Lannister might be kind of interesting.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be really dark and scary, but I don't know. I'm just really curious because she's such an interesting character, like to her subconscious and like what's really driving her deep down.
Right.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That would be really interesting.
Probably be really effed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, what about you?
So my go-to answer for any kind of question like this, like there's also the like, who would you like to have dinner with, like anyone living your life? My answer is always Kanye West, because I just want to know what's
going on.
What is going on. I think it would be extremely entertaining.
And if you are able to share his dreams right now, maybe you'll get to see inside about what he's thinking about, like his presidential campaign.
Right.
His ideas, maybe
for 2020.
Show kind of a thing, or
I just imagine in Kanye's dreams, all the other characters are also Kanye. There's nobody else in the dream except for Kanye.
And they're constantly checking like how many like retweets and likes and like double taps he has on all of his like photos and tweets and stuff. Like that's probably key to his subconscious.
Yeah.
Maybe he dreams about interrupting people's speeches all the time.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm just gonna say that that Zach didn't get a chance to go yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good segue. Okay, Zach, your turn.
Well, my first initial thought, there are some artists, maybe H.R. Geiger, who's the artist that designed the alien from Aliens. He's got some really weird, fucked up art, and it's like I would love to see inside his brain where that stuff comes from. Or Frank Frazetta, who's like a fantasy artist. Those seem like really fun dreams to have. And I was thinking of this, and I don't know if it's just because it's in the news recently, but Wes Craven.
Aww.
Yeah. What are his dreams? Where do those things come from? Wes Craven and or John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm. Oh God,
really,
John
probably
Carpenter.
some really
their dreams are
messed up
probably like
dreams.
nightmares, but it's not scary to them.
Exactly. That's the kind of dreams I have. I love nightmares. I love scary dreams. They're really interesting to me. So, yeah.
That's cool. Okay, I could not do that because I do not like scary things, but it's awesome. I applaud you for that. I can't even watch scary movies, so.
I mean, I imagine sometimes you have a dream and it really like inspires you, and it's like obviously those people were inspired by things that were horrific, and I'd love to delve into that darkness and come out with potentially something interesting on the other end to do something with.
Yeah. Speaking of really interesting people and people who inspire, Ryan Ward earlier on Twitter said he had a two-part answer. So part one, real people are Carl Sagan, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Stephen Hawking. Part two, for fictional characters, Professor Charles Xavier, the Hulk, Merlin, Freddy Krueger. It's like, because I have some teens who need a scare.
Nice.
I love his real people answers. Those are awesome.
Oh,
Wow,
those
those
are
are
amazing.
perfect.
Yeah.
See, why couldn't I think of that? Why is like a cat? I don't know.
Don't second guess the cat. I think that's
You said animal and you included unicorn in that.
I know.
So
It would be like, no matter what animal, it would be like super cool, I think. Just to know for one day what it's like what they think about.
Yeah.
All right. So let's we're gonna get to some games in a few minutes here, folks. Include Geeky Movie Mashup. We're gonna take two different movie plots, smash them together. We're gonna have to guess what we're talking about, and we're doing 3-second movies later on in the show too, where we're gonna have just 3 seconds to describe a movie to our team to see if they can guess it. So that's always fun. Lots of geeky news. We're actually gonna talk a little bit more about Wes Craven. We're gonna have some Ghostbusters, Gambit. Some female casting in Gambit, Star Wars Episode 8, SpongeBob musical, a lot of stuff to get to. First, let's introduce our guests more formally, though. So they're from the awesome sci-fi series Anamnesis. Let me introduce them one by one. So we have co-writer, director, producer Alex Kairos, right? There you go.
You got it.
How's it going, sir?
Very well. How are you?
Good, thank you. Fellow co-writer, director, producer Michael Tucker.
How's it going?
Awesome. And then we have one of the actors from the show. He plays Sean, Zach Brown.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. All right, thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us on.
Sure. So I told these guys a little bit of this through email yesterday, but so I watched the Ho show the other day, and season 1, and it's one of the best things I've ever seen online. It's really awesome, folks. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. And it's one of the obviously we have a lot of web series guys on, right? So I see a lot of series. Unfortunately, though, because I'm very busy, I usually can't sit down and watch a whole series like thing, but I could not stop watching this show because it was too good. So I actually did. So anyway, so that's just my praise for you guys. It's excellent. And then, but
I'll jump in too, because I got to see the first episode. I haven't had time to watch the rest, but I was very I didn't want to stop, but I was kind of at work, so I had to. Look, you get 10-minute breaks, so I could watch the first episode, and I just have to say, it was beautifully shot. I mean, everything was really cool, and I don't know if Jeff, if you'd agree with this, but it kind of had a Sense8 vibe, which we've talked about on the show before. That kind of sci-fi we don't see a lot, and it's really, really cool. Because normally when you see sci-fi, it's like lightsabers, and which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but this is a different kind of sci-fi that I think is really, really cool.
It's thought-provoking sci-fi. Well, I'll have these guys talk more about that. I didn't. That's interesting. So first off, I guarantee you these guys came up with the concept before Sense8 ever came out.
Oh,
obviously.
absolutely.
And maybe you guys can talk about that though, because it's interesting. My first thought was that, but then when I watched it, I was like, it's not at all it's completely different than Sense8.
It's definitely different for sure, but it just kind of reminded me a little bit of that feel.
Yeah.
Totally
They're both
different.
awesome shows for their own reasons.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's stop talking. Let's hear from these guys who actually made the damn show. So first off, why don't you guys just tell people who haven't seen it what the show's about and why they should check it out. Anybody, Alex?
Basically, the kind of shorthand way to describe the show, because it is a pretty complex, strange sci-fi show, and we actually have been starting to talk about it in terms of Sense8, because we did make it before Sense8 came out, but it's kind of the closest corollary on TV right now that we can think of. So we're kind of saying it's like Sense8 meets Inception.
Nice.
Where it's basically a group of strangers start to realize that they have this connection in the dream world. And so the show is kind of this long-term story that we've mapped out, and this is just kind of the beginning of it, the first season, of them trying to figure out what's going on, why they're connected. So
awesome.
And Zach Brown here is kind of at the center of it as the expert lucid dreamer amongst the group. So he kind of is the only one who knows how to be aware while in the dream world.
And for those of you that don't know, maybe the people that are watching, one of the things in doing research for this show is lucid dreaming is a thing. And there's actually very large online communities of people who have taught themselves how to lucid dream and can always consistently control their dream. The whole thing in Inception, building worlds, that's a real thing. People really do that. And so one of the major themes in this show is, or my character anyway, in this show is a lucid dreamer. So we were, trying to appeal maybe to that demographic. People that had done this before, or maybe people that hadn't done this before, might draw some interest. It's a lot of fun, lucid dreaming. I definitely recommend it if you haven't tried it.
It's something I remember trying to experiment with it. I think in university, it's hard. It's hard to train yourself to do it. It's difficult. So people who are really good at it, they've mastered something really difficult.
I've done it a few times, and it wasn't even intentional, but it was a part of my sleep state where I knew it was a dream, but I could kind of show where it was going to go next, and then also tell myself not to wake up. So that's really neat.
I did it the opposite way. When I had scary dreams, I was trying to tell myself to wake up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Zach, you've been able to do it?
Yes. I before this experience, I had one unintentional lucid dream, not knowing even that was a thing, this was a thing that people could train themselves to do. We actually got a consultant for the show. Alex and Michael did a lot of research and found a book on lucid dreaming. And so for research, over the course of several weeks, I read this book and taught myself how to lucid dream. My very first lucid dream, Whoopi Goldberg was my dream guide.
Nice!
I have the weirdest celebrity cameos in my
I love it.
dreams.
That's a very Guinan kind of role that she's filling there in that dream.
Oh, nice.
Very.
I mean, she literally showed up and was like, something was happening in the dream, and she just tapped me on the shoulder. Was like, "You're dreaming. Why don't you just try and change it or fix it?" And I looked over at Whoopi Goldberg and was like, "Okay," and I did, and it worked. It was pretty crazy.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, and it was cool. The book that he's talking about is a book called Are You Dreaming by Daniel Love, and he actually reached out to us when we were doing our Kickstarter project for the series, and sent us free copies of his book and looked at our scripts and gave us notes on how to make it more authentic, because we really wanted to capture the actual, as close as possible, the feeling of actually going into a lucid dream. So that was cool, and so since it's come out, the lucid dreaming community has really embraced it and seems to really like it. So that's been really awesome to see.
That is so neat.
Yeah.
So definitely, while the genre is considered sci-fi, when you watch the series, just so you know, we tried to be as very true to the lucid dreaming experience as possible. So some of the stuff you see in the show, that's really what it's like. That's really what happens for lucid dreamers.
That's really cool. It's really awesome.
Can I ask you guys? Oh.
Yeah, I'll just share a couple tweets real quick, and then you can ask a question, of course. So Scott Martin, who might know you guys, I guess, enjoyed my first time with Super Geeked Up, watching Michael Tucker LA and Alex Kairos from Anamnesis series. Thank you, sir, for watching. And Kate is tweeting in that she has a migraine, and apparently she says, "Stop talking so loud so I can watch." I feel like I'm talking my normal decibel level. Am I talking really loudly, guys? No.
No.
All right. I don't know what she's talking about.
I think she's just being silly.
Kate, just go lucid dream or something, will you? I know. No, actually, just keep watching, and then you go lucid dream. I'm sorry you have a migraine, though. That sucks. That's annoying.
It does suck.
So yes, Nicole, what's your question?
Well, I'm sure you guys have gotten this before, and maybe it was even on your Kickstarter, but I didn't know about you back then. So I'm just wondering, what gave you guys that idea to create this story? What was kind of inspiration for that?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually based on a short film that we made. A few years ago, we did this sort of year-long project where we released a short film every month for a year, and they were all based on audience-submitted constraints, so people could go to our website and submit things like, one character loves olives, or one scene must take place in the rain. And so we'd take the top ones and then turn it into a movie. And so we did 12 of those, and so one of them was a movie called Anamnesis that Alex wrote and directed.
Oh, very cool.
And a very big challenge to do
Yes.
a film
We all
month.
like aged considerably that year, and we were all extremely broke at the end of it. But it was really good because we kind of developed a portfolio of short films that we wouldn't have otherwise.
But the short film that you're talking about, it's in that playlist, right?
Yeah, it's like on like YouTube and stuff. It's at the bottom of the playlist, just kind of as like a special feature almost.
Cool.
Because it is a lot different from the web series as far as the tone, but it is fun. If you watch the web series, it's kind of like seeing a prequel to it because it's about the kind of dream that leads up to the very first moments of episode 1.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so it's all connected. It's kind of a fun little universe we're making.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Also, kudos to Zach and the rest of the cast who's not here. I think it's a really awesome cast you guys got in the show. It's very talented.
Thank you.
Yeah, they were great.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to work on. If you get a chance too, they mentioned they did a bunch of short films. If you enjoyed the series, you should go back and watch some of the short films that predate the series itself. If you're a horror fan like I am too, one of my favorites that they did is Forest Falls. For all you horror fans out there, go and check that out as well.
Sweet. Where can people watch the series?
So, the main website that hosts the series is amiawake.net. And then if you want to check out the series as well as our other stuff, our production company website is finite-films.com. And that's got all of our short films as well as a link to the series.
Awesome. And you guys have gotten some accolades, right? In fact, you're nominated, right, for a Streamy Award.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is awesome. And like, total surprise,
Congrats.
we're like not big YouTube stars or anything. So
That's so cool.
Is that what category are you in? Are you nominated for?
We're in the indie category and drama category.
Oh, sweet.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, it's really exciting. That's on September 17th, and it's gonna be live on VH1. The award ceremonies. We're
Ooh.
really excited to
Are
go.
you guys all going?
I
We're not sure
hope
how many
so.
can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They asked us to give them a list of people we'd like to bring with us, and they're gonna divvy out tickets. I guess depending on how many people can fit in the venue. So.
You should just
Cool.
give tickets to your whole team. That's what I say.
Right.
Yeah,
And
just
obviously
request
put our names on there, of course, on the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah. It's a list of 50 people.
Bring everyone.
This is everyone's really important. They're all like executive producers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats, guys. It's very, very well deserved. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you're watching, folks, after this show is over, go check it out. You definitely think you're gonna really, really dig it. Particularly if you do like things like Sense8, that's actually my favorite show on TV right now. I think you will very much dig this as well. All right, so cool. Let's go to a word from our sponsor.
Okay. Our
Yes.
sponsor, which is TrekFan.org. This episode, in fact, of Super Geeked Up is brought to you by TrekFan, the world's fastest-growing Star Trek fan club. For SGU viewers in the United States, all new TrekFan members will receive a cool Trek gift in the mail. I forgot it again to show. TrekFan membership is always free. Join the adventure at TrekFan.org.
Yes.
I'm getting
all right,
better
Trek
off by
fan.
heart, guys. Getting better.
Very good. Thank you, Trek fan. Tweets coming in. If they're looking from Hockey Tonk Buffalo, if they're looking for a theme song, Silent Lucidity by Queensryche would be a good one. It's about lucid dreaming.
Ooh.
There you go.
Silent lucidity.
Trekkie1000 says, love the Lord of the Rings poster behind Alex.
Yeah, I
There
got
you go.
my two of my favorite movies behind me there. I just said.
The other one for the podcast listeners, the other one's The Fountain, right?
Yeah, the fountain. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so it's time for our first game. And Nicole, it is called...
It's called Geeky Movie Mashup, and we are taking the log lines or short synopsis of two different movies, mashing them up, and then our teams have to guess which two movies we're talking about. So Jeff, do you want to give the teams?
Oh, boy, do I. All right, so Team 1 is going to be Alex and Tanya.
Woo!
One person's excited. Team 2 is Michael and Zach.
Woo-woo!
All right. So here we go. So Nicole and I guess, will go back and forth, given the ones we've prepared. So what you need to do is we're going to basically give you one sentence thing pretty much, or maybe I don't know. That's minor one sentences. They're gonna within this sentence is going to be two different movies being described. Okay, you need to identify both of the movies to get full points for that one. All right.
Okay.
And whoever gets the most wins. And
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, get some lessons on lucid dreaming. All right. I don't know.
So both teams just shout it out.
Well, it's actually only one team at a time. Thank you. That's
Okay,
a good
cool.
point of order. So yeah, we'll start with team one. So we'll start with you and Tanya. So only you guys are going to be guessing this one.
Gotcha.
But you guys can confer amongst yourselves, first and try to figure it out. All right. I guess Nicole, I'll start with one of mine, and then you can go. All right. So for Tanya and Alex, and play along, folks. Of course, if you're watching live at Super Geeked Up, hashtag SGU. Oh, limited release just tweeted in. I'm here. Can you folks repeat everything I missed? Absolutely. All right. Hey, it's Wednesday night. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So here we go. Geeky Movie Mashup. Here's the first description. Kyle Reese goes back in time to find a lion, witch, and wardrobe and defeat Skynet.
Oh, Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Or wait, that's what the first one's called, right? Yeah, and Terminator.
Terminator.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So start with an easy one. Give you an easy one to start.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I have any easy ones on mine.
All right, you guys are screwed on the other team.
Actually, I have one that I think. I actually think you guys might get this one though. I really do. So well, I hope so. Okay, so this is for Team 2, which is Zach and Michael. Okay, here we go. Behind a young man's... No, that's not right. Sorry. I just started adding words in there. Sorry.
Nicole, you wrote them.
I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Behind a young family's home in Maine is a terrible secret that holds the power of life after death, and in this slum-like neighborhood, a government agent has been exposed to extraterrestrial biotechnology.
That's easy?
I think Zach might be able to get it.
I want to say the first. I want to say the Amityville Horror, and exposed to
It's
alien.
hard.
Michael, do you have any ideas?
Can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah, totally. I'm sorry, you're right, this is hard.
Now that I'm reading this is actually hard.
Okay, behind a young family's home in Maine is a terrible secret that holds the power of life after death. And in this slum-like neighborhood, a government agent has been exposed to extraterrestrial biotechnology.
Amityville Horror and District 9 is my two guesses. You have any guesses otherwise, Michael?
Let's go with that. That sounds good for now.
All right, Nicole, is that right?
Well, the second half is right. It's definitely District 9, but the first half is Pet Cemetery.
Oh, I was thinking Stephen King.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing. Now,
half a point.
are we doing half points?
I think you half a point.
All right. So Nicole will now give to Team 1. Let's make it fair, because Nicole's are obviously super hard.
Super hard.
That actually might have been the hardest one, though, to be honest.
You said that was easy.
Great. The one hardest one we did.
Actually, you know what? This is a little difficult, too. Okay.
All right, so give this to Team 1.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's only fair. That's only fair to get over into you guys.
Sydney and her friends are stalked by a masked murderer who might actually be the convict that is sent back in time to gather information about a deadly man-made virus.
Oh, what's the? Can we
Scream.
Scream? And what's the one where he 12? Is it 12 Monkeys where he goes back?
Is that involve a virus? I forget.
Is it a virus?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you guys got it. You got it.
Wow.
That was kind of hard, right?
Oh, no.
You have to know that Scream is like one of my favorite horror movies.
It is good.
I love Scream.
I love
All right.
Scream.
So here we go, guys. Here's another one. Oh man, I gotta make mine harder next time. But this is
sorry.
fair. No, that's fine. No, actually, mine are too easy. But here, you guys are gonna get an easy one too. That's only fair for Team 2. A high school kid hops in a car, drives 88 miles per hour, and travels to the future, where the head of Stark Industries helps him make a hoverboard.
Back to the Future Iron Man?
You got it.
Both great movies.
Which would be an awesome. I think that'd be an awesome mashup right there. What I just said.
That would be actually an amazing mashup. Especially if then Tony Stark tried like messing with the DeLorean somehow, like adding stuff. That'd be really cool.
Oh. The DeLorean, the time machine, just looks like Iron Man with the big like.
Flex capacitor is actually his like thing.
All right, so let's see. All right, so I guess I'll go again for Team 1.
Okay.
Wait, what do we got here? Oh, it's very tight. Just a half point away.
Wait, isn't it my turn?
No, but we gotta keep going back and forth because
okay.
I just gave the Team 2, so I should give it to Team 1
Oh,
now.
okay.
So not everyone gets your super hard ones, Nicole.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Tanya and Alex. Rorschach, Night Owl, and Silk Spectra help a group of teenagers who travel around in a van with a dog, solving mysteries involving crotchety old dudes in masks.
You know the second one.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
Yes, Watchmen.
So easy.
That would
so
be
easy.
That is quite a mashup.
I think mine are a little tough. Sorry.
Yeah, I just went with ones that I guess were found very entertaining to me to think of them together. So.
Yeah.
All right, so now you're going to Team 2, Nicole.
Okay. The police have the authority to act as judge, jury, and executioner and proceed to take down a gang that deals slow-mo, but when a cop is critically injured, Omnicorp seizes the opportunity to create a different type of cop.
RoboCop?
And Judge Dredd.
Yeah!
Oh, well
Oh,
done.
nice.
I was like, isn't it all RoboCop?
Yeah.
All right, and Nicole, you want to give another one to Team 1?
Team 1, yes.
Only a half point separates the two teams, by the way. Very
Yes.
tight.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. During a time in the near future when artificial organs can be bought on credit, a small waste-collecting robot embarks on a journey that will decide the fate of mankind.
Wally.
Wally.
That's the first one.
That's the first one. Okay, so harvesting
Can be bought on
organs.
credit. Oh, isn't there one where like Jude Law goes and collects like debts? What's that one called?
Oh, I don't know.
What's that one called? I forget.
Oh, shit.
All right, three seconds.
Well, we have Wally. It's definitely Wally. So we have a
Yeah.
half point at least.
Okay.
Can I guess the other
Make
one
it
that you picked
interesting.
for the other half point?
Yeah, we can.
Well,
can
you
get
can't.
a
No,
half
you
point
can't. You
on our
can't get the
turn.
other half point. But
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't been stealing at this point.
But you can still guess it if you want.
I would guess Repo, the genetic opera.
Oh, actually, well, that would be correct, but I was just going with Repo Men. But they're both very similar.
Based on the same
so-
story.
Same
all right, so
yeah.
Wally was correct though. They got a half point.
Yes, half point.
All right. So, it's interesting. All right, so next one was going to be the last one, but if you get it, you tie, so then we have to go to tiebreakers.
Okay.
All right. So here you go, Team 2. You can tie it up with this. The cast of a popular science fiction series gets pulled into a real interstellar conflict and can only win by enlisting the help of an FBI agent who's undercover posing as a beauty pageant contestant.
Oh my god.
Okay, Galaxy Quest and
Miss Congeniality.
You got it. Very good.
Jeff, I was totally going to use Galaxy Quest as one. Good thing I didn't.
All right. Well, so Nicole, we both have one left, right?
Mhm.
So that's what we're going to use for tiebreakers. Let's see. How do we do this? I guess Nicole, maybe you'll give yours, and whatever team chimes in first will win.
Okay. This
Set
one
yours up
is
harder.
yeah.
we
No,
have to wait till
actually,
she's
this
finished.
This is actually a little bit easier. I think this is the easiest one of mine.
By the way, Honky Tonk Buffalo just tweeted in. Was that a Repo Man reference? Hell yeah!
Okay, so whoever can chime in first, and then yell your name because I'm looking at my.
No, that's all right. I can see it.
Okay.
Should we let her finish talking first?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Okay. That's part of
Okay,
the
here we
rule.
go. A man takes a virtual vacation to the planet Mars while a teenage girl is swept away to a magical land in a tornado.
Total Recall. Wizard of Oz. Alex.
Oh shit! All right, I want to say. Wow, that was ridiculous. I want to say maybe Alex was first, but I think
He might
all at
just
the
get
same time.
loudest.
It was crazy.
So do you want to do your tiebreaker too?
All right, yeah, let's do mine now. But Nicole, I almost did Total Recall and didn't do it, so that's funny.
I had a feeling I was like, he better not do Total Recall.
All right. So again, all right. So Nicole, I guess try to as much best you can see who said it first.
Okay. All right.
All right, again, just as soon as I finish, a guy named Lestat who likes to drink blood teams up with two dark-suited agents who erase people's memories to the existence of aliens.
Peter Pan, Man in Black.
I think Tanya got it.
With Tanya, yeah.
All right, just so barely Team 1 wins. Congratulations.
Good game. GG.
Good game, guys.
But that was,
Those
oh
are
my God,
good
again, like,
mashups,
fraction
guys.
of a second. That was like.
Yeah.
Those are some of the best mashups that we've done. Those were great mashups, guys. I'm impressed. Those were awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We're professionals at this kind of thing.
Professionals in this game.
So professional.
Okay, so right now we're going to take a quick commercial break if you're not watching live, and then we're going to be back in a second and have some geeky news. See you back in a second.
Welcome back from commercial break. That was the coolest commercial break ever. You're here with Super Geeked Up.
I'm going to
And
get two of
again-
those.
Yeah, two commercials. Anamnesis is here with us, and we are about to give out some geeky news.
We're going to give out geeky news?
Give
Well, I didn't
Is it
know
like
how
a
to-
prize?
Yeah.
Geeky news for
I
you!
didn't know how
Geeky
to,
news for
like,
everybody!
Segue
You
into
get
that.
a geeky news. You get a geeky news. You get a geeky news.
Well, I was like, well, we can't play geeky news, so I guess talk geeky news. Or no, we're going to talk about
That is what we
geeky-
usually do. We usually do talk it, yes. Okay, so we'll start with some sad news, which you guys might have heard a couple of days ago, that horror icon Wes Craven passed away, which we mentioned earlier in the show. So very sad day for that. Definitely one of those few people I think you can call a legend in the industry, particularly in terms of what he did. So I want to know, though, try to get a more, a little more positive view of this. Maybe we can remember our favorite like Wes Craven movies and talk about those. So mine, actually, I know Tanya shares this because we both tweeted it. Mine is absolutely the movie Scream. Which here's the thing, I'm not a horror fan, but I love the movie Scream so much. I think it's so well done. I remember the first time I watched it, that had me guessing the whole way through. Like, I was like, who the fuck is Ghostface? I could not figure it out. Like, it was just so well written and so well directed. And so that's a great movie. Tanya, I don't know if you want to say anything else about it, because I know it was your choice too.
Yeah, same thing. It was really the first horror movie that I saw that I loved, and it really sort of started me down liking horror. Like, I realized I could actually enjoy watching horror films from that film. I don't know if because of Scream, I don't know. I'm not sure if he directed the second one or not. But Scream 2 was actually...
He directed all of them, actually.
Okay. Scream 2 was the actually first film I ever snuck into. I was definitely
You weren't old
not...
enough?
I was not old enough. I grew up in a really small town, and the person at the ticket booth knew everybody because it was a small town. And she looked at myself and my best friend, and she knew exactly how old we were, and she looked at us and said, anyone who is under the age of 18 is not allowed to see this film. And then she looked down the line, looked at us, and passed us our tickets. And we're like, okay. So I don't ever sneak into movies. That's just not what I do. I believe in paying for my entertainment. That is how much of an influence Scream had on me, that I was willing to break one of my cardinal rules even as a kid. I loved it. I just remember being petrified but happy, scared, because it was just so good. It was so good. That first scene with Drew Barrymore,
Oh my gosh.
terrifying and awesome.
Before we get other people's choices, Marcia McHale at the Always Geeky on Twitter said they did a wonderful little tribute to him prior to the season finale of the Scream TV series last night.
Aww.
That's nice. You know what? I actually haven't seen that series, so if had anybody seen it?
I've heard it's really good.
All right, if you tweet in, folks, if you watch it, I'm interested. I'd be interested in checking it out. So I don't know. What about you guys? Zach, you have any favorite Wes Craven films?
I'm a huge horror nerd. I've been a huge horror buff since I was a little kid, and I think one of the first Wes Craven films that I ever saw, period, and one of the first horror movies that had a really, really deep impact on me is The People Under the Stairs, which is an early Wes Craven film, and it really impacted me for two reasons. One, it was a horror movie where the protagonist, the main character, was a young black kid. And it's like, it's usually like some pretty girl that's running through the woods, or, like these handsome, white men hero types that are fighting off the bad guy, but the fact that it was like a young black kid from the projects versus these crazy people in a house, which for me is like, a 10-year-old kid watching this. Was the first time I was able to watch a horror movie and identify with the main character. So I was really able to, it sucked me into the story on a very personal level. The other reason, too, is it was so weird. It was just so bizarre, and he so just freely dove into this story with these characters that were just insane, and I think so beautifully was able to create a sense of horror that comes from just not understanding what's going on. There wasn't ever really a clear picture of who these people were or why they were doing this, other than they were just insane. And I think that's really, really frightening. I mean, a killer with a motive is scary because he's a killer, but he has a motive, and if you can give that motive to him or solve his problem or whatever, he stops being scary. But a killer that's just insane and just kills just because they're insane and literally keeps people under their stairs, that's horrifying. And that really opened my eyes to, I think, the possibilities in not only horror but just in storytelling in general that really inspired me as a kid.
Cool. So on Twitter, Honky Tonk Buffalo agrees. He says, "People Under the Stairs." Serpent and the Rainbow. Serpent and the Rainbow.
Oh, yeah, great movie.
I've never even heard of that one.
Oh my God, great movie.
He also said he has a list of them. He's a big fan, obviously. He says Red Eye, which is my second choice. I love Red Eye.
Awesome
Such a good
movie.
thriller. Deadly Friend, Swamp Thing, and of course the Nightmare franchise. Limited Release says New Nightmare was before its time with its meta-ness and reboot nature. Such a great movie by Wes. And Amy Hoff says, "I love Scream so much that I went to the coffee shop after I saw it and brought two of my friends to the next showing." Nice. All right, Alex, what about you?
I really love Scream 4. I mean, I love the whole Scream series, but Scream 4, I was so surprised me when I saw it in theaters because I didn't really have any expectations, and just the level of layers of meta that movie added on to the previous parts of the Scream franchise, I hadn't been that surprised by a recent movie. So I love that he did Scream 4 and did it the way he did it.
I feel like Scream 4 is to Scream what Wes Craven's New Nightmare is to the Nightmare series.
Yeah.
The final film and sort of commenting on itself in a really brilliant way.
Okay, and what about Michael?
I was going to say Scream 4 also, because I never watched the Scream movies as a kid when they were coming out, because I wasn't allowed to see scary movies. And so as Scream 4 was like... Yeah. I couldn't even do that. And leading up to Scream 4 coming out, I think it was actually Alex that was like, "You should watch all of them." So we binged 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, "These are amazing!" And then right after went and saw 4, and my mind was blown by how self-aware and awesome and funny, but scary while also pulling off the mystery. It was, I was just really impressed by that. So Scream 4 is also my answer.
Cool. Before we get to Nicole, by the way, folks, looks like we got some new viewers here, so that's awesome. And so if you're first time, thank you for watching, and please feel free to tweet in at @supergeekedup, #SGU, or maybe Tanya, Nicole. You can check out the YouTube page in case anybody's commenting over there as well.
Okay.
Just in case. But anyway, Nicole, do you have a favorite Wes Craven film?
I think I'm gonna go with Scream, but I was gonna say because I told you guys I don't like scary movies. I get too freaked out. But my husband loves scary movies, so he forces me to watch a bunch during October. And it's every day it's another scary movie. And so watching Nightmare on Elm Street, well, all of them, it's really scary and terrifying. And even though it's, in the 80s, but they do such a good job even then being so scary and terrifying. So I'm what if that were me? This would be the worst ever. I would kill myself. It's too scary. And then, but I actually have a story about Wes Craven that I want to share really quick. When I was in college, I had to get an internship, and I interviewed at Wes Craven's production company. I didn't know that I was going into Wes Craven's production company because, they don't really tell you. They just say the name of the production company. I never heard of it before. And I actually was offered an internship, but I turned it down to work at a different production company. But now I'm always what would have happened if I worked there. But I was like, but I knew it wasn't really the best fit because I'm really not a horror movie person. But I was just like, oh, that would have been so cool.
Wow.
to
Yeah,
work
we,
there.
look at this. Finding more out about Nicole.
Mm-hmm. True.
Very cool. All right, guys, please feel free to keep sharing. Even if you're not watching live or listening live, feel free to share during the week when you hear this your favorite Wes Craven films. All right, so next bit of news, Tanya.
Next bit of news is about the Ghostbusters reboot and the fact that Bill Murray has agreed, or probably already filmed, his cameo in it. What's intriguing about this is the reason why Ghostbusters 3 just didn't really happen is because he refused to. He just dragged his feet in getting involved. Like, he just didn't want to do the role again. Basically saying he never wanted to put on the backpack again. So the fact that he is doing a cameo in the new Ghostbusters film is huge. And so they asked him why he suddenly decided to do it. He's like, well, I really respect what they're doing. I really respect these women. They're incredibly funny. This is going to be incredibly successful, incredibly good. So I wanted to be a part of it. But he also said, this is interesting, he's like, basically implied he didn't want people to think he disapproved of this version of Ghostbusters by not appearing in it. So he wanted to make sure he was seen supporting it. It's basically a patient.
Yeah,
Which is
but
awesome.
he's not playing Peter Venkman though. He's playing a different role, just so you guys know.
Yeah. So I guess technically he's not putting on the backpack again, probably. If that was his quote from before.
Yeah.
You know, when I first heard that and they heard he was making a cameo, I immediately assumed that he would make a cameo as Bill Murray. I mean, he's been himself in Space Jam, in Zombieland, in Coffee and Cigarettes. I think there's at least 5 movies where he's been Bill Murray in that movie.
Yeah.
That would be actually awesome. I think that would be great if you did that.
And I think it would probably work in some weird and wonderful way because it's just Bill Murray, and I feel that group of people would make that weird concept work.
You guys excited for the new Ghostbusters? Or no? Yes? Anybody?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, but I'm also like not gonna get my expectations too high because I love the first 2 Ghostbusters so much that it's like whenever there's like a reboot or like reimagining, I'm always afraid that they're like gonna mess it up. But it sounds like with all the people involved and like the take on it, it's like the best way to do it if you're gonna do it. So I'm excited for those reasons, and I hope it'll be good. And I hope they do the theme song again.
Oh God. Actually, my the first 2 albums I ever owned, which were on cassette tape, were Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA and the Ghostbusters soundtrack.
That is amazing.
Awesome.
I'll see it. I'm not sure I'm excited about it. You know, I don't have a super negative attitude about reboots because I think there have been some really good reboots that have been made. And you know, who knows? It'll be good. It'll be bad. I'm not so much worried about them ruining the franchise as much as I'm just annoyed that Hollywood keeps deciding to remake movies that are already good instead of just thinking of new good movie ideas.
Yes. No, yes, we're with you. We've talked about that definitely on our show.
To that point, the guy who wrote American Ultra did a whole Twitter rant about that the weekend his movie released. Similar idea of, this is a totally original movie, people watch it.
Please go see it. Yeah.
So on Twitter, Honky Tonk Buffalo says, my celebrity crush Melissa McCarthy is in GB3, so I'll be first in line.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, sir. And Chris Hadley on Twitter says, wonderful remembrance of Wes Craven. Oh, thank you, sir. Glad you enjoyed it. All right, so let's see here. And, Maria Durant says, I'm hopeful, but I love the original Ghostbusters. Yeah. Well, who doesn't, man? It's a great film.
I think the best way for them to do it is if they make it a true reimagining. Like, obviously, the basics of the world has to be the same, that they're people who hunt ghosts and all that fun stuff. But if they don't just try and sort of remake what was already great, you know what I mean? If they actually do a different take on it somehow, aside from the fact it's women.
Mhm.
That's what I'm hopeful for.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, let's keep letting us know what you think if you're excited for the new Ghostbusters film. When does it come out anyway? Is it next year? Is it 2016?
I think so.
So.
Sure. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Officially,
Safe bet.
we're in charge of marketing now.
Right.
Studio.
We're really bad then if we're in charge of the marketing because we have no idea when it actually comes out.
It comes out February 28th. I'm saying it now.
Oh, that was some quick research you just did.
I didn't actually research it. It's because we're in charge of marketing.
Oh, you're just saying
February.
that's the date. You just decided.
Yes.
Okay, I see. All right, yes. Okay, that's an interesting date. All right, that's good. I guess we're gonna do a little not usual program. We're gonna get before all the big movies come out. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Gonna capture the summer crowd really early.
Yep, from not May anymore. It's gonna be February now.
Yep.
That's gonna be the new start of summer.
It's like how all the holiday stuff comes out, before Halloween and Thanksgiving, like all the Christmas stuff. It's same idea. Same idea. I'm just using retail's playbook.
Okay. In other geeky news, we got two female casting news, potential. One's for sure, one's potential. The first one, which is confirmed, is I'm not even sure how to say her name. I'm going to guess it's Léa Seydoux. Do you agree with that, Tanya?
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, she's been cast as the female lead in the upcoming Gambit movie. So of course, Gambit from the X-Men universe. Back in the '90s, one of my favorite X-Men characters. And so she's going to be playing the character Bella Donna Boudreau, who was actually in the comics like the first love, I guess, of Gambit. And so that's interesting. And I'm trying to read again what she's from. Blue is the warmest color, it says. I don't know. I have no, is that a movie?
Yeah.
That was a huge movie a couple of years ago. It was an indie film, everyone talked about it for like a year. So.
And she's in the new James Bond movie, Spectre.
Oh, that's it. Thank you, sir. Yes.
And
Spectre.
she was in Mission Impossible 4 and had a really cool fight scene in that.
She's made a jump from really good indie into like huge films. Good for her.
Yeah.
Nice, you know your stuff. But anyway, yeah. So the character is in the comics, I don't know in the movie, the daughter of the leader of the New Orleans Assassins Guild. And she was actually married to Remy from the Thieves Guild to join those two opposing forces together. That's how it went in the comics anyway. So we'll see what they do in the movie. And of course, Channing Tatum is playing Gambit, which I've heard mixed reactions. So I'm okay with it.
You know what? Channing Tatum gets a lot of crap, but he's not bad.
I like him. I like Channing Tatum.
He gets weird roles and bad movies, whatever. But every role that he's in, he's actually pretty good.
He is. He's
and he
awesome in 21 Jump Street.
Seriously.
I think for me, when people say an actor is not bad.
No, I don't say he's not bad. I actually say he's good. I think he's good.
Okay.
Dude, I think in 21 Jump Street, I said that when I first watched the first one, I think he outdid Jonah Hill in comedy. He was funnier than Jonah Hill to me. He was awesome, I thought, in that movie.
I never
I've heard he's
saw
really
it.
funny.
Oh, you never saw 21 Jump Street? It's so good.
I haven't seen it.
So
I know I
good.
need to. Can I tell you a funny story about Gambit? I don't really know a whole
You have
lot
a story
about
about every news item.
Every news item.
I'm sorry. I don't have a huge connection with them, except the fact that when I was growing up, my cousin was obsessed with Gambit, and he named his dog Gambit. And I was just so anytime someone talks about Gambit, I get excited because I'm like, oh yeah, my cousin loves Gambit, and then I'm just I really don't know too much about him except that my cousin loves him.
We're back to animals.
Right.
Yeah, back to him.
Yeah,
And a dog
sure.
named Gambit. It was like a huge Rottweiler too, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see what they do with the movie, because I think in the his appearance in the Wolverine Origins movie was just a complete waste, and I have no idea.
That was such a bummer.
I know, but
Such a bummer.
yeah, he didn't need to be in that movie. It was a total it had no place in that movie whatsoever. So
Did he play Gambit in that movie?
No. What's his face? Damn it. Anybody help me out here?
I don't know.
Tyler. What's his face? He was in Battleship. He was in John Carter.
Oh, Tyler Kitsch, the guy in True Detective.
Oh, Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a True Detective now?
He's a True Detective, yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
God!
me
I feel
too.
so bad for this guy. He's been in like every bomb of a movie like ever, and I'm so thank God he's in something like actually
He was
been
in Friday
critically.
Night Lights, the TV show, as well.
Oh, all right, there we go. Now I feel
Yeah.
better for this guy.
Oh, and he was amazing in Friday Night
Because
Lights.
he's good. He's a good actor.
He's a really good actor.
And he was fine as Gambit too. Like it's just that it didn't make sense in the movie. It had the character there.
Yeah, it was such a bummer, that whole movie. But then, I was really excited to see Gambit in that movie, and then he showed up, and you're like, get out of here. Get out of here.
Imagine if that was what Wolverine just said when he showed up. He's like, "Get out of here! What are you doing? Get out of here, bub." Here's some geeky news coming in from Twitter. Honky Donk Buffalo just read on Facebook. I don't know if this is true or not then, but I'm going to assume it's from a reputable source on Facebook, that Rosario Dawson has been cast in the Luke Cage series for Netflix.
Oh.
Oh, wait, that would make sense because she's in the Daredevil series.
Does that make sense based on her character in
Well,
Daredevil?
no. Okay, hang on. It would
Wait,
make
what is
sense
she
if,
gonna do?
if her character would know Luke Cage. I don't know if it does. She does know or not.
Yeah, Deadline just announced it. She's
Oh.
casted.
But
Oh.
I guess it makes sense. You know Marvel loves to cross over every freaking thing they ever do.
Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong person. That's not Rosario Dawson. I don't see it. This is Simone.
I would say, is Rosario a Daredevil? I don't remember.
No, she's
is.
the one who keeps like the nurse who patches
the
him up
nurse.
when he gets his ass.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was her name, but I really like that character.
Yeah, I'm seeing like Simone Missick has been cast in it as a younger female lead. Was in that one. I don't know.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, Honky Donk, for that breaking news.
No, we all need to know.
In other casting news, Tanya, we have a lady we are big fans of, I believe.
Huge fan of, and if she breaks into this franchise, I will be so happy.
I think it'll be one of the best things ever.
Best things ever. In fact, she could just play all the roles, which you said before. So no surprise, Tatiana Maslany is in the mix again for another Star Wars film. She was originally rumored for, was it Rogue One Nation? Is that right? As the female lead for that went to Felicity Jones. Yeah.
Oh. No, Rogue Nation went to Rebecca Ferguson.
No, not Rogue Nation. One of the other Star Wars standalone films, I thought it was.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
There's
she
so
was in
many.
the running for that. There's so many now. She's running for that went to Felicity Jones, but now she's back in the running for another one. And fingers crossed that our girl gets it.
This one is for Star Wars Episode 8, actually. The actual next installment.
The main part of the franchise, not to diminish the standalones that are coming. I, for one, would be so excited if she was in it. So excited.
So, and if you don't know, folks, Tatiana Maslany is the lead on Orphan Black, and she plays a million different roles in that, and she's awesome.
Finally got her nominations this year for Emmys, etc. She's finally recognized for her work in that, which is great.
Didn't people campaign because originally she wasn't nominated, and then people got really upset, and they campaigned.
Every year they've campaigned for her, and every year everyone's like, how are you not nominating this woman? She is so good. She plays every role practically on this TV show really well. And so finally this year they nominate her for Best Actress, which is awesome. So I'm really hoping she gets into Star Wars. She's a really hard worker, not to toot the Canadian horn, but in the community here in Canada, everybody loves her. She is a phenomenal person. Could not deserve it more if she breaks into this and just reaches that next level, because she's already crazy talented, crazy popular, and this would just launch her into the next level of her career. Would absolutely deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty awesome. On Twitter, some more Luke Cage news. Alexander Martin's tweeted in, and I see it's actually trending on Twitter right now. Misty Knight has also been cast in the Luke Cage show, so that's cool.
Nice.
And Maria Duran says she meant to ask, did you get to meet Haley Atwell at San Diego Comic-Con? Ready for more Agent Carter? Well, we didn't meet her, but I think, Nicole, were you in there too? I saw her on the Kick-Ass Heroines panel.
Oh, yes. Yes, she was on there.
Yeah.
Really
So we saw her, but we didn't get to meet her.
We were actually pretty close, though, weren't we, for that
Right.
panel? We were pretty
Nicole
close.
actually tried to jump on the stage. But the security guard stopped her. So then she did a spin kick and knocked the security guard out. And
And this is why she couldn't actually be at the Star Wars panel.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a bit embarrassing, actually.
Okay, so one last bit of geeky news.
I'm
Nicole?
really excited about this. So basically, SpongeBob is coming to Broadway. Who would have thought that was going to happen? And at first I was like, okay, this just sounds creepy because we're going to have like people in the mascot costumes, right? So, guys, this is too creepy because that's not that. They're actually going to be having like actors in the role, and they're going to be doing it in like a way that apparently has never been done before. It's gonna.
Hey.
It's gonna premiere in Chicago, and then premiere at Broadway in Chicago's Oriental Theater, and then it's gonna run with limited engagement for a month basically in 2016, and then it's gonna open in 2016-2017. But the cool thing is they're also gonna have music from like Aerosmith, The Flaming Lips, John Legend, Lady Antebellum, Cyndi Lauper, Panther Disco, like a ton of huge like musicians are also involved with it. So I think it's gonna be like a crazy extravagance. I want to get to New York so bad.
To your point, Nicole, when they announced they were going to be doing a Lion King musical, everyone had the same reaction.
Yeah, right?
Everyone was like, how are you going to put Lion King on stage? And then they did, and it was phenomenal and mind-blowing. So you never know, SpongeBob could be groundbreaking for all we know.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, that it's going to be doing stuff that's never been done before. So we'll see. I'm excited. I need tickets.
All right, that's part of, I guess, our new Patreon thing. Oh, look at that. Oh, I know I jumped my segue, but I'm going to do it anyway now. I'm going to do it.
Oh, you tried.
That's our new Patreon thing. We're going to help Nicole get to Broadway to see
Who cares about better webcams and streaming services? Let's just get Nicole to Broadway.
Yeah. We're just going to get her to see SpongeBob. Let's get her in the SpongeBob musical. That's what I want to do.
We haven't tried to cast you in anything or get you a Project Get to Net at all, so this could be it.
I know. I was just going to joke and say I have a story about SpongeBob, but I used to have a bunch of SpongeBob t-shirts and SpongeBob, like, boxers and pajama pants.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You are obsessed with SpongeBob.
I know.
Hey, look out, I have a story about SpongeBob. I have a story about Gambit. Isn't that funny?
I have a lot of feelings about the SpongeBob musical.
And I think from your reaction, they're not very good.
Well, I'm going to
rain on her parade.
No. I'm going to start with this, that she's right. It's going to be amazing. And I'll tell you why, because anytime you translate something, and I'm an actor, I'm a stage actor as well, anytime you translate anything onto the stage, no matter how much of a crazy idea it is, there's something really amazing and beautiful and awe-inspiring about live theater and about the spectacle you can create on stage. People said the same thing about the Legally Blonde musical. They're like, why are you turning this into a musical? It was a hit. It's a great show. The thing that frustrates me about it is the same thing with, like remakes of movies, is you do have the medium of theater to tell a story, and the only reason that SpongeBob is going to be a musical is so they can sell more pajamas and plush toys and hats and t-shirts and action figures. And they're getting this slew of, like really talented musicians and artists to work on the piece, which will get people to go out and see it. And again, I'm sure the show will be great. But you could make that same show that's just as great, that has, moral and heart and spectacle, but you don't have to use SpongeBob in it.
You're right. So it's the same idea of like reboots and
sequels
and prequels. Like, get the original, have someone do a great original Broadway musical, like Andrew Lloyd Webber again.
And again, it will be great. I'm sure that it will be great, but it's not for the sake of making great theater. It's for the sake, there are other people behind it, for the sake of selling merchandise, which is so obnoxious.
Yeah, that's true.
On Twitter, @ListersMate says, now I think of SpongeBob when I think of Nicole Awkward. There you go. It's tied together. And Maria Duran says, already asking my contacts, Broadway bound is the hashtag.
Woo!
You just made her day, Maria.
Because I've never been to New York City before.
Neither have I.
Oh my gosh, we could go together.
If we should tape it when we go, it'll be hilarious.
I don't think we can tape it.
No, like us in New
No,
York.
not tape the show. Tape you two idiots like doing ridiculous things.
All right.
Of course, the girl who says, I never sneak into movies, I never illegally download. I remember like, but we can totally tape that show.
Nobody will see us.
We'll premiere it on Super Geeked Up. SpongeBob before anybody else gets to see it.
No.
Eli David on Twitter says, SpongeBob on Broadway sounds perfect. The costuming of Lion King, plus pop culture sensibility, plus Avenue Q light humor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, he can already see it now.
And Dezel says, oh my god, Legally Blonde, the musical, was amazing. Probably better than the movie.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just watched the movie the other day, too. I watched something really scary, and I was like, I gotta calm down. So then I watched Legally Blonde after.
I gotta calm down. He's like, I gotta turn on Care Bears.
Yeah.
My Little Pony.
I feel bad I made Scott watch it, too. I was like, I'm really sorry, but I can't go to bed right now. I'm too freaked out.
Well, wait, if he makes you watch horror,
Yeah.
I feel you should have to, you can make him watch whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
It's only fair.
So, speaking of our Patreon page, which I mentioned earlier, we have some real awesome rewards. Not getting Nicole to Broadway, but other ones on there. And so, Patreon folks, if you don't know, it's a way for awesome folks like you to support different artists and different shows like ours and filmmakers and etc. who you dig and you like what they're doing. And you can make a monthly pledge anywhere from $5 a month upwards. And we got some cool things like, depending on how much you pledge, you can come up with our Geek Tree of the Week question. You can come up with games we're going to play on air. You can actually come on the show and be a guest. We actually have 2 awesome people coming on and next month to guest with us. So you can go to supergeekedup.com and see our Patreon video, or go to patreon.com/supergeekedup to check that out. And thank you very much to everybody who has already pledged. We're actually only $10 away from our first milestone, so we're super close to that. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And tell your friends. All right. So, Nicole, let's mention the League of Geeks here before we move on.
Yes, the League of Geeks, who were on our Friday show, so awesome. So it's comprised of Genretainment, which is Marks and Julie, and they are every Monday. And then we have Super Geeked Up on Wednesdays, and we have Ian Cullen's Sci-Fi Pulse. Well, actually, it's technically SFP-NOW. That's on Fridays, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, he also dishes out some geeky news. So check out our League of Geeks on blogtalkradio.com. And actually, is the network up, though? Or do they just have to go to our page at the moment?
At the moment, they can just go to, if you type in blogtalkradio.com/ any of those shows you just mentioned, Super Geeked Up, Genretainment, or SFP-NOW, you'll go right to the ones. And we'll put links in our description section, too, on the YouTube. You can easily find all that. And that'd be great. You can listen to all geeky shows all week long. Please support them if you can, because they're supporting us and giving shouts out to us on all their shows, so we would appreciate that. And they're all really awesome guys. Otherwise, we wouldn't be forming a league with them.
Haha.
And we can pretend we're superheroes. Okay.
Pretend. Oh, right, we aren't talking about real. Okay.
What?
I'm making a joke. Never mind. Making a joke. It's done.
No,
It's all flat. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, so let's take. Oh, nope, I lied.
Oh, no.
Yep, I can't forget this. This is very important, Tanya.
Very important. So, as part of our Patreon campaign, we have a great Patreon supporter, Maria Duran. Hey, Maria, she is watching tonight. I always seem to say this whenever you're actually watching. We are all huge geeks, as everyone knows, and we brand ourselves as such, and we embrace it, which is great, which is just what the SGU brand is all about. But if you don't know about branding and how you would brand yourself or how you would brand a show of yours, you should tune into something called #BrandChat on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. It is a conversation that happens on Twitter that is moderated by Maria, and they just talk about all things branding. And they do different topics every week. I think the one today was something about branding and government, actually. So she really does look at, or does discussions that are really intriguing and really interesting about how branding is done in different areas, and because branding kind of happens everywhere, whether we like it or not. So definitely check that out every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, using #BrandChat on Twitter. It's a great conversation. I try to eavesdrop on Wednesdays if I can.
And actually, next Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
we're the guests, so you should definitely tune in then.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yes. So we can talk all about geeky branding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, for anything, any really independent people like us, to be honest with you, branding actually is a very important thing now in what we do. So it's cool. So tune into that. Thank you, Maria. We got another game coming up. It's called 3-Second Movies. We're going to do that in a minute. By the way, Amy Hoff on Twitter, Tanya and Nicole says we should do SGU Scotland, and she says she's going to host all of us if we come.
Hashtag hell yes.
Yeah, Amy, we may be showing up at your doorstep very soon. So
I've been wanting to go back to Scotland since I went there, like in 2009. So this is good.
I've never been. That's where my family is from, and I've always wanted to go see like where my great-great-grandparents grew up. I want to see that. So yeah, for sure.
We're going.
We're going. Maria.
Yeah, Maria, get your contacts on that too. And we'll shoot some stuff there too illegally. All right.
Legally, Jeff. Legally.
I know legally. You're the one who thought she meant illegally, not me.
I just got confused. I didn't think about it. I just spoke. I didn't think.
Can you imagine me trying to like hide like a camera in my hair or something? Be like, no,
You could totally
no,
do
Usher.
that.
I don't have that much hair anymore. I cut it
your
off.
glasses, Tanya. It's
Yeah,
like a
That's true.
Google Glass.
Well, okay, so someone get me some Google glasses.
Well, no, Google. That's not. Never mind. We're not doing any of that stuff. The government, don't come after us. We're not going to do any of that illegal activity. Okay.
No, we're not.
What we are going to do is take a commercial break right now if you're not watching live, so we'll see you back in a second.
Welcome back from commercial break.
Those products were great.
Yeah, I know. It's so crazy. You're watching Super Geeked Up. We're here with Anamnesis, and we are about to play 3-Second Movie.
Woo!
3-Second Movies.
3-Second Movies. Who did we steal this from again? Was this from limited release?
Yes, it was from Limited
Yes, it
Release.
was.
He's watching right now. Sorry, Matt. Yes, thank you, Nick. Limited
Thank
Release.
you, Nick. We stole it from you. So 3-Second Movies. We have already divided into teams, and what this is everyone has a small selection of movie titles that they have to describe to their team in 3 seconds or less. The catch is they can't use anything obvious to give it away, so like a character name or an actor name, director, producer. They actually have to describe the plot in 3 seconds or less for their team to guess. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
And wait, we can't use actors, crew, directors' names, character names, right?
Yeah, so nothing that's super obvious. So like I was using a TV example from earlier, say I had done Sesame Street, you couldn't be Big Bird lives on this street. You'd have to describe what Sesame Street is in 3 seconds or less. Make sense?
Tough, yep.
It's tough! So we have 2 teams. We are divided into, is it Jeff and Alex are
Hell
team
yeah.
1?
Mm-hmm.
And Zach, Michael, and Nicole are team 2.
Boo.
Okay, so let's have Jeff and Alex go first. You guys were both emailed your list, so we'll just go back and forth a couple of times, so hopefully you know at least a couple off of your list.
Right. I can go first.
You want to go first? Okay.
And I'm going to, 3 of these actually I feel are not bad, Tanya, that you sent me, but I'm going to choose one of the harder ones, not the 2 really easy ones, I think, so I can challenge myself a little bit. Okay?
Actually, Nicole, can you easily time 3 seconds?
I don't have my phone with me. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, no! None of us have a timing device.
You on a computer? Can't you put a little timer on your computer or pull up your clock?
I can, but I can't really do it when I'm actually doing it myself.
I don't know how to do that.
Just put
You just Google timer.
I don't either.
Oh, just count. Just count
1,000.
1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Nicole,
count.
just count 1,000.
Don't count out loud though.
Not allowed.
Count out
I
loud.
won't count out loud.
No, I'll just count to 3. That's fine.
Like,
And it is only 3.
it's like, how do we tell time?
We're like, we need to count to 3. Where's the robot?
Where's the technology that'll do this for us, guys?
How do we do this?
We're such creatures
Count
over
our fingers
air.
like cavemen.
Don't do 1, 2, 3. You know, do the
I know,
full.
1,000,
One
2,
steam
1,000,
okay.
3, 1,000. Yeah.
All right, and just say time when it's time. You know, so I'll stop.
Okay. Can I say beep? Beep.
You can say beep.
Okay.
Sure. You can be like a robot.
All right.
All right, Alex. So I'm gonna do this, and then after the time's up, you can have a little bit of time to guess.
Yeah, you don't have to answer in 3 seconds. You'll have a little
Okay.
bit of time.
All right. So let me see. I'm gonna do this one, I think. All right. I am ready. Just tell me when to go.
Go.
With title Chased by Nazis.
Beep beep.
Sound of Music.
Yep.
Look at you.
All right.
All right, so Zach, Michael, and Nicole, who wants to go? Jeff, do you want to do the same counting in your head?
Well, I actually have a stopwatch on my fancy phone,
Oh,
so I can use that.
bloody duh. Who wants to go for the next team?
I'll go.
All right. No, somebody volunteered. Awesome. Who is that?
I'll
Zach?
go.
Okay.
What is that?
Yeah, this one's really easy.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go.
Firefly, space western, Reavers.
Set time.
Serenity.
Boom.
That was easy.
That's a good one.
All right. So now Alex is gonna go, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna guess. And Nicole, you'll time it.
Oh yeah, I'll time.
Yeah, tell me when.
You just when you start talking, I'll start counting.
Okay. Blue Aliens, Planet,
beep,
Unobtainium.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Unobtainium.
Right? Is that called?
Oh, is it Unobtainium?
That's what it's called in the movie, Unobtainium.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's unobtainable on the planet Pandora.
wow. All right.
From the mind of James Cameron.
Twitter gets along, of course, as we're playing this game. At super-geeked up, #SGU.
Who wants
Oh,
to
and
go for next?
at the Deepu said, I agree with him. I was thinking this. Instead of beep, he said, you shouldn't be geek.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually, it should be.
To our last game we
Alright.
played on Friday.
I'll do it.
Okay,
who
so
wants to go
who's
from
who's up on
your
this team two?
Michael or Nicole?
I could go if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, ready? Go.
A theme park is overrun by dinosaurs.
Time.
Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna go with Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
All right. Tied up. 2-2.
Too. I made mine too easy.
Yeah.
I actually took some of the harder ones off. It's like, oh, they might not know that movie.
Oh, no, you should have left them on, man.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
After
Alright, you're-
Nicole's hard stuff, this is like a walk in the park. All right, Jeff again.
Yep. You ready, Alex?
Yeah.
All right. So, ready, Nicole? I'm going to do this actually in 1 second.
Okay.
What?
The boat sinks.
Titanic.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Wow.
Well played. Well played.
All right.
All right,
That's a new
Mike, what's your-
it's like name that tune. Like I can do that in 1 note, 2 notes.
It'd be a great poster tagline for Titanic.
But everybody's guessing them online. Serenity, Avatar, Jurassic Park. Okay, good job, guys. Yeah, so Michael's up, right?
Yeah, it's Michael's turn.
Cool.
Michael, you all ready?
Yeah.
And go.
Action movie, 80s, Christmas, Los Angeles.
Time.
Die Hard.
Oh. Yeah, Die Hard.
Oh, well done.
Cool.
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
I wasn't sure how anyone would describe that. That was
I know.
That was well
that's
done.
That was well done.
perfect.
Yeah,
I was
I've been
like,
thinking
Christmas.
about
I was like,
In the
yeah.
back of my brain, trying to figure it out.
That's like my favorite Christmas movie, actually.
That's a good one.
Hey, you can't say Bruce Willis. That's tough.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if someone would just do Yippee-Ki-Yay. or
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're back to Alex.
Okay. Which one do I choose? Okay. So just go whenever.
Mhm.
Superheroes, all of them. The big one, lots of money.
Okay. So I think I know what you mean. I'm gonna say the Avengers.
Yes, sir.
The big one. Lots
It's
of
true.
money.
How do you describe it? Because you can't use any of the characters' names.
Right.
You can't use the actor. You can't use the producer.
Yeah.
The hard one.
That was my favorite description.
The big one.
Lots
Oh,
of
and
All the money.
All
at
of
the
the
Deep Blue
money.
says to me about Titanic, "Hey Jeff, spoiler alert." Sorry, man. Sorry.
So if you guys
Back
get to
to
know when you're
Zach.
still tied. So who?
All
Zach,
right.
do you want to go?
Zach, you ready?
I'm up. All right. Yep.
All right, and go.
Reese's Pieces, Phone Home. Ouch.
Time.
E.T.
There you go.
You got it.
I hate that movie. That movie's terrifying.
I was so scared of that movie.
Right?
I screamed in the theater.
It's a scary movie.
When he gets sick and like all pale and stuff.
No, I was just I was scared of E.T. E.T. terrified me. The actual little cute alien scared me. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's cute.
I was really little, and my mom took my brothers and I to see the film, and I screamed through the whole thing. They had to leave.
Oh, great. You ruined it for everybody else also.
That's why we had to leave.
Does anybody see that connection that somebody made about in E.T. when they're going for trick-or-treating and E.T.'s dressed up like a ghost, and E.T. sees another, like some kid dressed up as Yoda,
Yeah.
and he like goes to him and acts like he knows him, but in the episode 1 or 2 or something, they have ETs in the thing, so it's like ET knew
Oh
Yoda.
yeah, Star Wars Episode
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is he in the Phantom Menace? You're right. I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. An Easter egg. Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice. That's funny.
All right. Does everyone have one left? Is
I
that
have 2
right?
left.
I have 2.
Well, how many more do we want to just? What do we want to do? Like one more, 2
We're
more?
tied. Yeah, we're tied right now, so we have to at least one more to see if somebody wins.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go. I'm up then, right? I think
Yeah.
yes. All right. So again, once again, I'm going to do this in 1 second.
All right, Nicole, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Blind superhero.
Oh, Daredevil.
All right.
Cool.
This may just end up being a time match.
Back to Nicole.
Okay.
Ready?
Wait, no. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take one that's a little bit. It's not really hard. Never mind. I don't know. It is maybe. Okay.
Okay. Here we and go.
A guy sits on a bench and has a box of chocolates, and you never know what you're gonna
Hi.
get.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love that movie.
All right. Who's going on the tie then?
That's a tie. That's a tie.
Right.
Well done. I should have left some of the harder ones in.
Yeah.
Or
Throw
you
a harder
guys,
one the next
actually,
time.
there were some hard ones. I think people just skipped. Actually, now that I'm looking at my list again.
Oh yeah, I didn't do Heather's. That's the only one I didn't do.
I
I
wasn't
that
sure
one.
someone would do The Godfather.
I
Aside from,
got that, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that one.
That's doable.
let's do it.
Well,
you just do the voice
yeah.
or something,
That's
which would have been awesome to hear you do. Which is, I think, why I gave it to you, Nicole. I was like, I wanted to hear you do the voice.
Would be awesome.
Anyway.
On Twitter, multiple people at the Deep Poo Dazzles are saying, I'm with Tanya Dodds. E.T. is either creepy or terrifying, they're saying.
I'm scared.
But then Chris Hadley says, Tanya, E.T. is cute. Come on. Yeah, that's right.
Now I think he's adorable, but my very young, small child, when I first saw him on the big screen, I was scared. Now he's adorable.
Okay, good. You don't scream anymore when you see.
No. No.
All right, cool. So that's 3-second movies. But hey, actually, if you have suggestions for future 3-second movies, please feel free to send in movies to us at Super Geeked Up, or you can just or you can Super Geeked Up Live at Gmail too. You can send them in there. That's cool. All right. So let's see. I guess that's it for tonight. Hey, there's our show. So first off, I want to give huge thanks to our guest from Anamnesis. Oh man, see, I had it perfect for Anamnesis. Anamnesis.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys so much for being on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. This is really fun.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Before we go, though, tell people again where can they check out the YouTube and the website and all that stuff.
So yeah, the website is amiawake.net, and it's got the first season of the web series on it, as well as the short film. That's kind of the prologue. And you can see our other stuff on finite-films.com, and you can search for our YouTube page as Finite Films as well.
I'm around
Awesome.
Facebook and Twitter and all the social medias. So.
Yeah, our
Cool.
Twitter is at Anamnesis Series, which you probably wouldn't know how to spell, so maybe just go look at the super stuff and I tweet about it. It's like the worst marketing name. Nobody knows how to spell it.
Oh, that's actually what I want to tell you because I looked this up. This is very interesting. Can you tell people what anamnesis is? Because it's an actual term.
Yeah, so the definition on Google, I think, is like there's like 2 different definitions. There's like a I should look it up now, actually. I know the one that I.
Wikipedia, I think it
like.
said something like it's when you're like, what is it? Almost like you're learning from past lives, kind of in a way.
Yeah, there's like a literal like remembering what you forgot, but then there's a more like spiritual like remembering past
Did they
life.
say it was from like Plato or something?
It's from Plato. Yeah, it's the idea that his kind of theory of knowledge being like you kind of when you're born you kind of forget like eternal knowledge that you once had, and the act of learning is actually like remembering what you already knew. So it's kind of a term, but you can also take it out of that context and more being to mean like you remember something you forgot, which is a lot of the way dreams work, where you wake up and you remember it later, but you've forgotten it, and there's layers of that in the show.
Wait, I have an actual story.
Oh my God!
I have to tell you. Wait, no, it's about that. I had this reoccurring dream where there was a staircase and there was these white ceiling to floor sheets that hung down on either side. And I was going on vacation with Scott a while back, and we got to the hotel, and it was almost identical to this dream that I had like years prior. And it was like trippy to say. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. So yeah.
That is really weird. That happened to one of our actors during the filming of Anamnesis. We're like on the way to one of the locations. We like drove by like a bar like in kind of like the middle of nowhere in the middle of like California, and he was like spooked and like shaken because he had only seen it in his dream before.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
pretty crazy.
That's so crazy.
That's awesome. So there you go. More reasons to watch Anamnesis, folks. It's very thought-provoking. And there'll be a special on their special Blu-ray of it. There'll be commentary by Nicole of all the stories she has that relate to the show.
I just want to be relevant, guys. I'm sorry.
Jeez. So usually she's trying to get cast or as a director in all these big projects. Now it's just I have a story about everything today.
I have a story about that.
We tried to cast her in the SpongeBob play tonight. We tried to get her work tonight too.
We did.
I wonder if they're gonna have like Barnacle Boy in that.
Do you want to play Barnacle Boy?
No, but it would just be cool if they had him in Bikini Bottom.
Do you have a story about Barnacle Boy?
No, I don't. Not today.
Disappointing. Okay, so thank you guys so much if you're watching live. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all the tweets. As always, also thank you if you're just watching in post or you're listening to the podcast. If you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, thank you. Guys, thank you Blog Talk for having us. And so please follow us at Super Geeked Up, YouTube, all that good stuff. And actually, before we go, I almost forgot. You guys, why don't you individually also give out your Twitters in case people want to follow you, starting with Zach. What's your Twitter if people can follow you?
It's Zach Brown Art.
All right. Is that Zach with an H, folks? Mm-hmm. All right. So, Michael?
It's Michael Tucker, LA.
Very easy as well. Okay. And Alex?
Another spelling problem with mine, but it's Alex_Calleros, and it's spelled Calleros.
All right. Nice. Very cool. So follow them, of course, and thank you for watching. We'll be back next week, next Wednesday, right? For some more geeky fun and shenanigans. Oh, actually, wait. Next week, it's our 150th episode, guys. You know that?
What?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I guess I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing.
We're planning something awesome.
After we go off the air, we're going to go plan something awesome. And then you can send in on Twitter, folks, what you think we should do.
Yeah, do it. You tell us.
Yeah, we can't wait to see these suggestions. Okay. All right, but thank you as always. And, we'll see you next week. Until then, stay geek, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.